Today on MUFC Pulse, we'll dive into some incredibly intriguing news. Xavi Hernandez as a potential replacement, and Jose Mourinho's astonishing reaction following Amorim's sacking. For more on this story, check out the video. We also have some equally exciting football news coming up, so stay tuned until the end to catch it all. Welcome to MUFC Pulse. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell for more updates. Is Manchester United considering Xavi Hernandez as a replacement? Manchester United are reportedly keen on bringing in Xavi Hernandez as their next head coach to succeed Ruben Amorim at Old Trafford. The Red Devils reckon the Spaniard ticks all the boxes for the sort of profile needed to steer the club back on course, whilst Xavi has been turning down a string of offers as he holds out for the perfect opportunity. Xavi has emerged as the front-runner for the post, and the allure of managing in the Premier League is something that greatly appeals to him. United could tempt him with a substantially higher wage than is earned before, another element that might sway his thinking on whether to head to Old Trafford in the weeks or months ahead. Xavi has previously said he's in no great hurry to jump into another managerial role and is content to bide his time for the right setup. The ex-Barcelona boss has also admitted he'd absolutely love to coach in the Premier League, citing his admiration for the sheer passion of football in England. Whether Xavi views United as that ideal project is still up in the air, particularly given the club's rocky spell in recent years. United fans will be anxiously awaiting news on which way the club turns next, as this is a massively pivotal call for the future. Jose Mourinho's response following Ruben Amorim'S sacking by Manchester United. Manchester United have sensationally announced the termination of their relationship with the Portuguese manager Ruben Amorim on Monday, the 5th of January, 2026. This drastic decision came just a day after the Red Devils were held to a draw by Leeds United. The result proved to be the nadir for the club's hierarchy, who felt that progress under the former Sporting Lisbon boss had stalled. The primary trigger for the sacking was reportedly not solely down to results on the pitch, but rather significant friction behind the scenes. On Monday morning, a high-tension meeting took place between Amorim and senior club figures, including CEO Omar Barada and Director of Football Jason Wilcox. During the discussions, Amorim is said to have vented his frustration over January transfer policy and insisted that he was a manager with full authority rather than merely a technical coach. Amorim's statistics during his 14-month tenure paint a damning picture in the context of the club's storied history. After recording the club's lowest-ever Premier League finish of 15th in the 2024-2025 season, performances this term have failed to improve markedly. Currently, the team languish in 6th place in the Premier League table, well adrift of the title race that remains the primary objective for owners Ineos. Amorim's tactical inflexibility has been one of the most heavily criticized aspects by football analysts. He stubbornly persisted with a 3-4-3 formation deemed ill-suited to the characteristics of the players available at Old Trafford. Consequently, relations with several star players deteriorated, culminating in Alejandro Garnacho's departure to Chelsea and the sidelining of big names such as Marcus Rashford from the first-team squad. The dressing room atmosphere is reported to have become toxic after Amorim openly questioned players' commitment in front of the media. His blunt communication style frequently generated internal tensions that proved difficult to quell. The United hierarchy felt that the club's identity had been lost and that they required a figure capable of restoring harmony to salvage the remainder of the season. In response to the news of his fellow countryman's dismissal, Jose Mourinho offered some pointed remarks from his current managerial post. Mourinho stated that managing Manchester United is an impossible task if the club's structure does not fully back the manager's vision. However, he also suggested that Amorim may have been too hasty in attempting to overhaul the club's deeply ingrained culture without building a solid foundation of results to shield him. According to Mourinho, Amorim arrived at Manchester United with great enthusiasm and a clear vision, but perhaps acted too impulsively and assertively in trying to transform a complex, multi-layered club culture. He emphasized that at Old Trafford, a manager cannot simply impose his personal philosophy without adaptation, compromise, and strong results as protective armor. Mourinho acknowledged Amorim's undoubted talent, but warned that United is a living monster ready to devour any manager insufficiently prepared. Speaking from his own experience, Mourinho said it takes time to grasp the club's pulse, along with extraordinary resilience to withstand the unrelenting pressure. He added that Amorim's success depended not only on his intelligence or brilliant ideas, but on complete alignment across all levels of the club from the dressing room and coaching staff to the executive management. Without that harmony, even the finest managers risk being overwhelmed by Manchester United's complexities. Now, Manchester United have appointed Darren Fletcher to take temporary charge of the team as interim manager. Fletcher is expected to steady the players' mentality ahead of a crucial fixture against Burnley on Wednesday. This is viewed as a short-term measure while the hierarchy conducts a thorough search for a permanent successor capable of delivering long-term stability. Several high-profile names have begun to surface as potential replacements for Amorim. Indeed, rumors of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's possible return have gained traction among supporters yearning for a figure who truly understands the club's DNA to lift the morale of a side in decline. This sacking marks yet another chapter in United's post-Sir Alex Ferguson era of managerial turmoil. Supporters can only hope that whoever arrives next possesses a more robust plan and the adaptability required to meet the lofty demands of the Premier League. The future of the Red Devils once again stands at a crossroads, awaiting a new leader capable of restoring glory to the Theatre of Dreams. Kobbie Mainoo injury update emerges as Man United face Burnley. Manchester United are sweating over the fitness of Kobbie Mainoo as the 20-year-old midfielder pushes to return from injury ahead of a crucial doubleheader of fixtures for the Red Devils. Amidst the state of chaos which has engulfed the club today, fans could be forgiven for forgetting United are travelling to face Burnley in the Premier League on Wednesday night. This is quickly followed by an FA Cup third-round clash with Brighton at Old Trafford on Sunday in a make-or-break week for the club's ambitions this year. Darren Fletcher will take charge for both matches after being appointed as an interim replacement for Ruben Amorim, who was dismissed this morning after a fracture in his relationship with the executive branch. The 41-year-old currently manager of the under-18 side is not the permanent caretaker, however, with United actively searching for an option to take over until the end of the season. It is likely that a long-term appointment will then be made to properly replace Amorim. The plethora of candidates available will be larger come the summer, but the hunt will be made easier if the club are able to offer European football at the Theatre of Dreams next year, a process which begins at Turf Moor on Wednesday. Champions League qualification is likely to be secured with a fifth-place finish, with United currently sixth in the table, just 3 points off fourth-place Liverpool and behind Chelsea in fifth on goal difference. A win over Burnley would lift them into the Champions League spots, which is why Fletcher will be desperate to call on Mainoo, who has missed the past 3 weeks with injury. Mainoo has been training individually on grass for a week now as he makes significant progress and closes in on a return from injury. The starlet picked up a calf injury in training and the club's medical staff have been careful with his rehabilitation, not wanting to risk further aggravation. It is touch and go whether he will be fit to face Burnley, with question marks over the fitness of Bruno Fernandes as well. The club captain is recovering from a hamstring injury but has also recently begun training on grass as he ramps up a return. He has been begging the coaching staff to let him feature versus Burnley, with Fletcher sure to want both creative midfielders at his disposal. And this marks a refreshing change from the Scots' predecessor. The rift between Amorim and Mainoo, who is yet to start a Premier League match this season, had appeared to have boiled over after the youngster's brother wore a provocative t-shirt for the match against Bournemouth, questioning the coach's treatment of the midfielder. But the truth was the Portuguese coach's system simply did not have a natural home for Mainoo, particularly once it became clear his main competitor within it was Fernandes. Mainoo lacked the physicality for the central pivot and the attacking guile to be a number 10, with his best position coming in a midfield 3, the same setup Fletcher has used consistently with the under-18. The England international is set to be one of the biggest beneficiaries of Amorim's departure with the maligned system following the Portuguese through the exit door at Old Trafford. And the prospect of Fernandes and Mainoo lining up in the same midfield again is a tantalizing one for United fans. However, the pressure on Fletcher to deliver immediate results cannot be understated, as any further slip-ups could see the club's European aspirations vanish before a permanent successor even puts pen to paper. While the tactical shift back to a traditional three-man midfield offers a glimmer of hope for the academy graduate, the immediate priority remains navigating the hostile atmosphere of Turf Moor. For a club currently in a tailspin, the return of Mainoo represents more than just a tactical adjustment. It is a symbol of the United way that the fans are so desperate to reclaim during this period of profound uncertainty. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comment your opinion.